Have you ever thought that why your back is arching and why you are getting back pain whenever you walk or whenever you stand, or why people are noticing your ass whenever it is not necessary and why it has been shown to unnecessary people? It can be because of anterior pelvic tilt. What's up guys? Welcome to another video at Movement Mechanics, and in this video we are going to understand how to fix your anterior pelvic tilt within a span of just 15 days. So watch the video till the very end to get it fixed in just 15 days. So let's dive deep inside this topic and understand some movement mechanics. When we talk about the anterior pelvic tilt, we need to talk about certain muscles which are involved in the pelvic tilt. So the pelvic tilt is caused because of your tight hip flexors. So basically those hip flexors are going to pull your pelvis forward, then your erector spinae are going to be very tight and hence they are not going to support or pull that pelvis backwards. Then your glutes and hamstrings are going to be extremely weak in this condition, and then your core, especially your lower abs, your rectus abdominis and your lower abs are going to be weak. So when I talk about the lower abs, why I'm emphasizing on the lower abs is because they are literally attached to the pelvis and hence they are going to help keep the pelvis steady, nice and tall and in a neutral position. Because your lower abs are not strong, your pelvis is tilting forward, your lower abs are not able to pull that pelvis up and keep it stable, and hence it is allowing the pelvis to fall in a very bad position. So basically what you need to do is that you need to strengthen your glutes, you need to strengthen your hams, you need to strengthen your core, your rectus abdominis, your lower abs. So the solution for fixing your anterior pelvic tilt within 15 days is quite simple. You just need to follow certain methods, certain exercises which are going to help you do all the necessary things in order to fix that pelvis and bring it back to its neutral position. The first thing what I personally love doing when it comes to the pelvic tilt is doing a Bulgarian split squat, but in a hinged position. Now what the Bulgarian split squat in the hinged position is going to do is that it is going to do two things which are necessary for fixing your pelvic tilt. One, it is going to strengthen your glutes, and secondly, because of the eccentric muscle action of the psoas, your rectus femoris of the back leg, it is going to stretch those psoas and rectus femoris, and hence those hip flexors are getting stretched and your glutes are getting strengthened when we are talking about the Bulgarian split squat but in a hinged position. So the second thing what we are going to do is that we are going to stretch your hip flexors. So we are going to do this with a normal split squat stretch. So where the knee is onto the ground and you are going to literally lean forward with your front leg and you are going to feel that stretch onto your hip flexor, your rectus femoris onto the back leg. But one important cue which I give to each and every person who has got an anterior pelvic tilt is basically you need to tilt your pelvis posterior. That means you need to make your spine neutral first before you start your stretch. Now what is going to happen once you bring that spine in a neutral position is your hip flexors are going to start getting stretched even before you start stretching your hip flexors properly, even before you start leaning into that stretch. So tilting that pelvis posteriorly first and then leaning forward with your front leg is going to stretch those hip flexors properly. So this is one way of stretching your hip flexors. You can utilize other ways as well, such as the Bulgarian split squat stretch, which is another effective way of stretching your hip flexors. But again, that pelvis posterior pelvic tilt before starting your stretch is very critical. Now comes the difficult part of stretching your lower back and your erector spinae. So the best stretch to do for this is very simple. Just sit on a box or onto a bench or anywhere where you are elevated from the ground at a certain distance, and then lean forward, touch your hands to the ground and start walking slowly as much as you can, and then hold that end range position. Now that is going to stretch your lower back and that is going to stretch your erector spinae perfectly. And you are going to start feeling some changes once you do it on a regular basis into your lordosis, that is arching of your back, and showcasing your ass to the people you don't need to show them is going to get stopped. To strengthen your hamstrings, you can do various stuff. You can do Nordics, you can do hamstring curls and stuff like that. So there are various methods in order to strengthen your hamstrings. So I've already covered those methods in my previous videos. You can watch those videos. Top 4 exercises for your hamstrings, which is already in your iCard. And for your glutes, split squat with a dumbbell but in a hinged position. Now that hinged position is going to strengthen your glutes as I mentioned, and stretch your hip flexors and the back leg. And if you need more exercises, you can of course click the I button over here, and you are going to get tougher exercises for your glutes. The last but the most important criteria for fixing your anterior pelvic tilt is engaging your core muscles, strengthening those core musculature. So if you want to strengthen those core musculature, there are various exercises which you can do, but for me, the two of the exercises which stand out when it comes to strengthening your core, especially your lower abs and your rectus abdominis, are the farmer's walk and the Pallof press. When I'm talking about the farmer's walk, what I mean by doing the farmer's walk is not just walking with those heavy dumbbells. You really need to have that intention to engage, to brace your core, to engage your core properly. One of the key ways which I personally do and suggest to my clients and my athletes is create a small vacuum, ab vacuum, and then you can walk as slow as possible so that you get maximum engagement into your rectus abdominis and also your lower abs. And the other exercise is of course the Pallof press. Now Pallof press is an anti-rotational exercise, but still it engages your entire core. Your transverse abdominis is getting engaged, your obliques are getting engaged, which are also critical part in supporting that rectus abdominis. Alright guys, if you have watched this video till the very end, that means you are going to fix your anterior pelvic tilt within a span of 15 days. So if you have loved this video, make sure the like, the share, the subscribe, as well as the notification bell icon so that you don't miss a video whenever I'm uploading a new one. Also, if you have got any doubts or comments regarding this video or any other video suggestions which you want me to cover in the future, make sure to drop them in the comment section. Till then, see you in the next one.